Here.
Trustee Katsinas.
Here.
Trustee Malani.
Here.
Trustee Compass.
Here.
Trustee Reardon.
Here.
Trustee Rashevsky.
Here.
Mayor Peacock.
Here.
Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Approval of the June 17th. Approval of the June 17th, 2021 regular meeting minutes.
Mr. Chairman,
Trustee Katsinas.
I move to approve the minutes of the Board of Trustee meeting of June 17th, 2021.
Second.
Call the roll.
Trustee Katsinas.
Aye.
Trustee Malani.
Aye.
Trustee Healy.
Aye.
Trustee Compass.
Aye.
Trustee Reardon.
Aye.
Trustee Rashevsky.
Aye.
Mayor Peacock.
Aye.
Economic Development Advisory Board appointment.
Mr. Chairman,
Trustee Malani.
move to advise and consent the appointment of Scott Paddock to the Economic Development Advisory Board. Second.
And for all of these, I'm going to wait until all the appointments are made, and then I will swear them in one at a time. Call the roll.
Trustee Malani.
Aye.
Trustee Compass.
Aye.
Trustee Healy.
Aye.
Trustee Katsinas.
Aye.
Trustee Reardon.
Aye.
Trustee Rashevsky.
Aye.
Mayor Peacock.
Aye.
Civic Center Advisory Committee appointment.
Mr. Chairman,
Trustee Compass.
I move to advise and consent the appointment of Yvonne Shirley to the Civic Center Advisory Committee.
Second.
Any questions or comments? Call the roll.
Trustee Compass.
Aye.
Trustee Katsinas.
Aye.
Trustee Healy.
Aye.
Trustee Malani.
Aye.
Trustee Reardon.
Aye.
Trustee Rashevsky.
Aye.
Mayor Peacock.
Aye.
Museum Development Advisory Board appointment.
Mr. Chairman,
Trustee Katsinas.
I moved to advise and consent the appointment of Joe Solek to the Museum Development and Advisory Board.
Second.
Call the roll.
Trustee Katsinas.
Aye.
Trustee Compass.
Aye.
Trustee Healy.
Aye.
Trustee Malani.
Aye.
Trustee Reardon.
Aye.
Trustee Rashevsky.
Aye.
Mayor Peacock.
Aye. I'm going to swear them in. Scott is not here tonight. Alex, if you could take this. Why don't you start? Yeah, thanks. For the Economic Advisory. Bob? Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. Having been appointed to the office of the Civic Center Advisory Committee,
Having been appointed to the office of the Civic Center Advisory Committee
Village of Borough Park,
in the Village of Laurel Park,
in the towns of Cook and Will, aforesaid,
in the counties of Cook and Will, aforesaid,
solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the office of Civic Center Advisory Committee
and the office of Civic Center Advisory
to
Committee
the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Look at that tan, though.
Raise your right hand. I state your name.
I, Joseph Solar,
Having been appointed to the office
having been appointed to the office
of Museum Development Advisory Board
of the Museum Development Advisory Board
in the Village of Borough Park,
in the Village of Laurel Park,
in the towns of Cook and Will, aforesaid,
in the counties of Cook and Will, aforesaid,
solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United
do
States
solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois.
and I will faithfully discharge the duties
I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the office of the Museum Development and Advisory Board
of the office of the Museum Development and Advisory Board
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations. Thank you to Scott, Yvonne, and Joe for stepping up and serving in these volunteer positions. They're very important, as you saw earlier today with the Planning Commission and the Open Lands Committee. They do give advice to the board that helps us make decisions. So thank you very much for stepping up.
Community Pride Award, Evita Griskanis.
1 second. So tonight, it's my honor, and she's not here, but I'll read this and then I'll let Trustee Compass lead into a video here. But Evita Griskinas was born in the Chicagoland area. She grew up here in Orland Park, graduated from Carl Sandburg. She is currently a sophomore at Columbia University in New York City. And she is named to the Dean's List both semesters and has a 4.0 in college. She's an underachiever. Ms. Griskinas is one of 9 Team USA rhythmic gymnasts who qualified for the summer event at the 2021 USA Gymnastics Championships in St. Louis. She was the highest ranked American gymnast at the 2019 Rhythmic Gymnastics World Championships in Azerbaijan. She also is the most decorated athlete in any sport at the 2019 Pan Am Games in Lima, Peru, where she won 5 medals for Team USA, a gold in the all-around, 3 gold medals in the ball, hoop, and ribbon, and a bronze medal for clubs. Evita comes from a very motivated, sports-minded family. Again, apparently she's an underachiever. Both of her parents have earned numerous medals in their own competitive fields, and it proves that good parenting and positive modeling can have a remarkable effect on the upbringing of a child. And she, like I said, she can't be here. I'm hoping that she'll be back after the Olympic Games, and she'll be able to show us some of her gold medals at that time. And I think now Trustee Compass has
Mr. Chairman. So yeah, this is outstanding, right? You know, so we already covered all of the achievements that she's made so far. This is 16 years of effort for her. I think she started this when she was 4 years old, and I knew I could not adequately describe the strength, the agility, the coordination, the timing, the overall just beauty of how simple she makes very complicated things look. So I asked Ms. Griskinas if I could share the video from one of her competitions. This particular one is from the World Cup earlier this year, and one of the many events that she participates in. This is the ball event. So while staff is getting that set up, to Ms. Griskinas, I say, you've already made Orland Park very proud, and we look forward to seeing you shine in Tokyo. So congratulations and good luck. So if we could just play this video, please.
И отново сме към Евита Гришкенас.
Outstanding, and it's our pleasure to present the Community Pride Award to her, and we will give the tour at a later night after she brings home some gold medals as well. So we look forward to that.
Accounts
No
payable.
pressure.
Oops, sorry. Oh, we do have a pre-scheduled or unscheduled?
We don't have any
Should be an accounts payable, right?
accounts payable.
Yeah. Accounts payable approval.
Mr. Mayor,
Trustee Healy?
I move to approve the accounts payable from June 22nd, 2021 through July 6th, 2021 in the amount of $2,547,832.50.
Second.
Any questions or comments? Call the roll.
Trustee Healy.
Aye.
Trustee Compass.
Aye.
Trustee Katsinas.
Aye.
Trustee Malani.
Aye.
Trustee Reardon. Aye. Trustee Radiszewski.
Aye.
Mayor Peacock.
Aye.
Consent agenda?
Consent agenda, item A, payroll approval. Item B, Tyler Technologies, Inc., computer-aided dispatch and record system annual maintenance fee purchase. Item C, disposal of village equipment online auction, Public Works Department ordinance. Item D, economic development incentive programs update. Item E, plat of easement, Tommy's Car Wash. Item F, Illinois Department of Transportation, IDOT, local public agency agreement for federal participation, 143rd Street Signal Interconnect Resolution.
Mr. Chairman,
Trustee Malani.
move to approve items A through F of the consent agenda.
Second.
Call the roll.
Trustee Malani.
Aye.
Trustee Compass.
Aye.
Trustee Healy.
Aye.
Trustee Katsinas.
Aye.
Trustee Reardon. Aye. Trustee Radiszewski.
Aye.
Mayor Peacock.
Aye.
ESDA, Special Detail for Traffic and Crowd Control Services.
Mr. Chairman,
Trustee Compass.
I move to approve the establishment of a $20 per hour special detail rate to ESDA personnel for traffic and crowd control services.
Second.
Any comments, questions?
Mr. Chairman?
Trustee Compass.
So first, I'd like to thank the chief and the department for running a very cost-efficient crossing guard program. A recent RFP that we had for crossing guard services proved that Orland Park was operating below what it would cost to outsource, so that's always a great confirmation that we're doing things well here, so thank you, chief. During the last meeting, I mentioned the Emergency Services and Disaster Agency, or ESDA, as it related to weather spotting during a tornado warning. You've likely also seen ESDA assisting during other critical incidents requiring traffic control. On Saturday, we had the honor of escorting the Heroes Memorial, or Heroes Hometown Heroes tour along Ravinia to help guide traffic around each stop on that walking tour. ESDA already maintains necessary traffic control equipment, and every member has passed extensive police background investigation. They've been trained in traffic control procedures. Having an ESDA member managing traffic and crowd control also frees up our police officers for higher priority tasks. So for special events, the special detail rate will also mitigate the opportunity costs for ESDA members during normal working hours while remaining cost effective when compared to outsourcing. So I'm in favor of this motion. That said, Trustee Malani and I are also active ESDA members and enjoy our time volunteering. As elected officials, our plan is to refuse pay for our respective time with ESDA. However, while it may not be technically required for the sake of transparency and clarity, I hereby move to amend the motion to include that elected officials who are ESDA members may volunteer for duties that would fall under this rate but will receive no compensation for that time.
Second.
So on the amended motion, any comments?
Mr. Chairman,
Trustee Katsinas.
to thank both Trustee Compass and Trustee Malani for volunteering for ESDA. I know Mike, I've seen him in his garb, and Sean too, and you represent all of us well, and thank you for your service.
Any other comments on the amendment? I too want to thank them both for serving, but I think they do it because they like to wear the uniform. Call the roll on the amendment.
Trustee Compass. Aye. Trustee Malani.
Aye.
Trustee Healy.
Aye.
Trustee Katsinas.
Aye.
Trustee Reardon. Aye. Trustee Radiszewski.
Aye.
Mayor Peacock.
Aye. Any other comments on the main motion?
Mr. Mayor,
Trustee Reardon.
we talk a lot about supporting our police and all the different ways we can do it, and this is another one that we can do when they need something like this, when, you know, we need to get good people and pay a little bit of money to do it, which helps them and gives them, frees them up to do what we need them to do. This is what it looks like. This is, you know, this is how you actually support the police, so I'm very much in favor of this.
Any other comments? This makes a lot of sense. It would cost us a lot more to outsource this, so I think this is great, and it's getting people who are trained and who can do this job well. So another great idea. Chief, thank you. Call the roll.
Trustee Compass.
Aye.
Trustee Reardon. Aye. Trustee Healy.
Aye.
Trustee Katsinas.
Aye.
Trustee Malani.
Aye.
Trustee Radiszewski.
Aye.
Mayor Peacock.
Aye.
Stormwater Detention Basin Evaluation, Phase 1 of Master Plan RFP Engineering Master Agreement.
Mr. Chairman,
Trustee Malani.
Move to approve the Stormwater Detention Basin Evaluation Phase 1 of Master Plan RFP Engineering Master Agreement proposal submitted by Christopher Burke Engineering for $74,500, plus a 10% contingency of $7,450 for a total not to exceed $81,950, and to authorize the village manager to approve change orders not to exceed the contingency amount, and to authorize the village manager to execute all related contracts subject to village attorney review.
Second.
Any comments? Call the roll.
Trustee Malani.
Aye.
Trustee Compass.
Aye.
Trustee Healy.
Aye.
Trustee Katsinas.
Aye.
Trustee Reardon.
Aye.
Trustee Rashevsky.
Aye.
Mayor Peacock.
Aye.
McGinnis Slough Multi-Use Path Preliminary Engineering Phase 1 Contract Award.
Mr. Chairman,
Trustee Malani.
move to approve awarding McGinnis Slough Multi-Use Path Preliminary Engineering Phase 1 contract to Baxter and Woodman Incorporated in the amount not to exceed $149,907, plus a contingency of $29,981, and to authorize the village manager to approve change orders not to exceed the contingency amount, and authorize the village manager to execute all related contracts subject to village attorney review.
Second.
Any questions or comments?
Mr. Chairman,
Trustee Compass.
so just to clarify, I know that this was originally postponed. Do we need to amend this, or is it?
It's a new
okay.
motion.
Okay. No further questions.
Mr. Mayor, is this the one that we talked about 2 weeks ago? We didn't know what was going to be out there, and now they've gone out there and looked and saw what they were dealing with? I think you did a presentation.
This is the one where we had the discussion about hourly rate versus not to exceed, and
Right.
and the direction was that if not to exceed is not to exceed.
Gotcha.
So my only question about it is, why is there contingency now on the not to exceed?
There, we always add that contingency language just in case. If there are any contingencies, we have that flexibility without having to bring the whole matter back to the board. But what we will do here is, if any of that contingency is used, then we'll report it to the village board in our normal weekly reporting process.
Yeah, the only thing I would say, if there's any contingency, is make sure it's something that's outside of the scope of this work that's the contingency. If it's inside the scope, it's not to exceed.
Right.
But a contingency where it's some new scope that's added, that's a different story, so, okay. Any other comments? Call the roll.
Trustee Malani.
Aye.
Trustee Katsinas.
Aye.
Trustee Healy.
Aye.
Trustee Compass.
Aye.
Trustee Reardon.
Aye.
Trustee Rashevsky.
Aye.
Mayor Peacock.
Aye.
82nd Avenue Multi-Use Path from 135th Street to 151st Street Preliminary Engineering Phase 1 Award.
Mr. Chairman,
Trustee Compass.
move to approve the award of preliminary engineering Phase 1 to Baxter and Woodman Incorporated for an amount not to exceed $169,804, and to authorize the village manager to approve change orders not to exceed the contingency amount. And I move to authorize the village manager to execute an agreement with Baxter and Woodman for professional services.
Second.
Any comments? Call the roll.
Trustee Compass.
Aye.
Trustee Healy.
Aye.
Trustee Katsinas.
Aye.
Trustee Malani.
Aye.
Trustee Reardon.
Aye.
Trustee Rashevsky.
Aye.
Mayor Peacock.
Aye.
John Humphrey Complex, Eagle Ridge 2 Dugout Shade Structures.
Mr. Mayor,
Trustee Reardon.
I move to approve the purchase of 4 8x30x8 cantilevered shade structures to be installed on Field 5 at the John Humphrey Complex and the Eagle Ridge 2 baseball/softball field by Park Recreation, Inc., utilizing HGAC Cooperative Purchasing Contract PR 11-20 for an amount not to exceed $27,836. And I move to authorize the village manager to execute an agreement with Park Recreation, Inc.
Second?
Any comments? Call the roll.
Trustee Reardon.
Aye.
Trustee Malani.
Aye.
Trustee Healy.
Aye.
Trustee Katsinas.
Aye.
Trustee Compass.
Aye.
Trustee Rashevsky.
Aye.
Mayor Peacock.
Aye.
Fiscal year 2020 audit contract amendment.
Mr. Mayor,
Trustee Healy.
I move to approve additional services provided by BKD relating to the 2020 audit in the amount of $19,970.
Second?
That's not what's, that's
It's
not
a
the
different-
motion here.
Did you want to make the amendment?
Oh, and now I'd like to, I'd like to make the amendment to the motion. This motion will need to be amended to, I move to approve additional,
We got to take the original.
Okay, yeah, got it, all right.
you need that motion?
No.
Okay.
The motion was to remove from the, remove from the table, the first motion. Okay,
I move to move that motion from the table.
okay. Call the roll.
Trustee Healy.
Aye.
Trustee Malani.
Aye.
Trustee Katsinas.
Aye.
Trustee Compass.
Aye.
Trustee Reardon. Aye. Trustee Rashewski.
Aye.
Mayor Peacock.
Aye. I'll make the amendment.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make an amendment to the to the motion. I move to approve additional services provided by BKD relating to the 2020 audit in the amount of $16,570.
Second.
Any questions on the amendment itself? Call the roll. On the amendment.
Trustee Healy.
Aye.
Trustee Katsinas.
Aye.
Trustee Malani.
Aye.
Trustee Compass.
Aye.
Trustee Reardon.
Aye.
Trustee Rashewski.
Aye.
Mayor Peacock.
Aye. Now for the amended motion, which is to approve approve the audit and additional services in the amount of $16,570. Any comments or questions?
Mr. Mayor,
Trustee Healy?
I had a privilege of meeting with George and Kevin from our staff, as well as Scott from the BKD, and we had a good discussion on this, and we talked on each one of the issues that that we went over. And there was the notation of a billing error, which has now been corrected. And when it comes to the other change orders, some of those large amounts, Brian, when you talk about 20%, some of them were some of the basic contracts and other additions that have been, recorded separately, so it wasn't as big as we thought at that time. And then the other thing is that, as we've seen with the Boley Farm, there are some legacy costs that we get involved here, and that is, we all wish that there had been more documentation by prior auditing firms, by prior finance heads and that, and looking back, that there should have been more documentation. Kevin was left with an unenviable position of trying to put all this together. And I just want to say thanks to Kevin for stepping up and at this challenging position where you're supposed to understand the language of accounting, the language of auditing, the language of the IRS, the language of of the state of Illinois. You're supposed to understand so many different things, water rates and all that. It's a demanding position that you have, and I don't think anybody else here could do it. I do know that anybody with any accounting knowledge would have a ton of respect for what you have to go through that nobody else can understand, the depth that you have to know and do it. And the thing about it is you do it with dignity and calm, and that makes everybody, I think I feel better with that. And as far as BKD, they also displayed, Scott from there displayed his conveyance of what, he certainly knows his auditing and accounting and that, and it's a minor, an issue with the billing, sure, but on all the other things about dealing with these legacy costs, that this is the third new person in it being Kevin, but I have to agree with them. I say that they did not ask for any extras in the first year of the contract and the second year of the contract, and this is the third year, and it's, they had enough of putting in overtime for this, and from being in the industry, I have to agree with them. So I'm in agreement with these changes, and again, thank you to Kevin for putting this together.
Any other questions or comments?
Mr. Chairman,
Trustee Compass.
so do we feel confident that come this time next year, that these will all be addressed? the things that have been costing us more on these audits, have they all been mitigated?
As far as we can tell, all the items that we've seen and uncovered so far, we've investigated as best we can. There are items that relate to financial reporting that are new since the RFP happened. Things like grant reporting, certain things, the state of Illinois put together additional grant reporting requirements that were not part of that, and so all of that, those are new items. Things like that do come up from time to time, but the things that we have seen and uncovered or identified as items that should be on our balance sheet, for example, we are placing those all on our balance sheet, or in our you'll see those called out in our financial statements as best we can.
Okay, thank you, Kevin.
Any other comments? So I want to thank Trustee Healy for catching the errors. It's one of the reasons why we have a diverse background on our board, is to see things that because we can't all see everything in an organization as large as we have. So thank you for that. Also, I want to thank Nancy Healy and her family for taking Bill on a vacation for a week, because he came back a much more in a much better mood.
It's wearing off quick, though.
Uh-oh. Call the roll.
Trustee Healy.
Aye.
Trustee Katsinas.
Aye.
Trustee Malani.
Aye.
Trustee Compass.
Aye.
Trustee Reardon.
Aye.
Trustee Rashevsky.
Aye.
Mayor Peacock.
Aye.
Amend Title VII, Chapter 18, increased number of video gaming licenses ordinance.
Mr. Chairman,
Trustee Malani.
move to adopt an ordinance entitled, an ordinance amending Title VII, Chapter 18 of the Orland Park Municipal Code regarding the available number of video gaming licenses issued by the Village of Orland Park, Cook and Will Counties, Illinois.
Second.
And just so that everyone knows, after 18 months, licensees, which are Class A liquor license holders, so that means they have a restaurant, and all of our Class A have to have 50% food, they can apply for video gaming, and we're allowed to, and just like our liquor licenses, our board is allowed to raise those licenses. This has been reviewed by our office and approved by our office pending on the board's approval. Call the roll.
Trustee Malani.
Aye.
Trustee Compass.
Aye.
Trustee Healy.
Aye.
Trustee Katsinas.
Aye.
Trustee Reardon.
Aye.
Trustee Rashevsky.
Aye.
Mayor Peacock.
Aye.
Non-scheduled citizens and visitors.
John McKinnon.
Good evening, everybody. My name is John McCannon. I'm here tonight to talk about the 2021 Neighborhood Road Program. I've got some observations and some comments I'd like to make about that. On or about June 11th, the contractor mobilized in my neighborhood. I live on Torrey Pines Drive. I've lived there for about 20 years. On the cover sheet for the specifications of plans and specs for this project, I happen to be in Area 10. It's called Gulfview West. I didn't know it was called Gulfview West, but that's where it is, just for frame of reference. Anyway, on or about June 11th, the contractor mobilized with a sense of urgency. They came in a matter of a few days with equipment, manpower. They did the demolition, tore out the curb and gutter that was supposed to come out, tore out sidewalks all over the place, did the excavation for the new ADA compliant crosswalks, which is going to be a big improvement. Somebody came by to prune the trees in the parkway. There was a flurry of activity, and also there was another subcontractor who came in and did the slab raising, the mud jacking of the sidewalks that were in good shape but just needed to be leveled out. After a few days of that activity, crickets. The contractor was nowhere to be found. In the meantime, our sidewalks were a disaster. They were dangerous. They were unprotected. After about a week or two, maybe 2 weeks, I composed an email, sent it to the mayor's office, sent it to the trustee's office, sent it to the Public Works Department, also the village manager. I attached about a half a dozen photographs representative of the dangerous conditions that were in our neighborhood. You can't walk on the sidewalks. You have to walk in the street. It's very dangerous. The contractor did not protect properly the dangerous conditions. After that email, I am pleased to say that I did get responses from several village officials, whether it was telephone conversations or some personal conversations, and so I'm pleased to say there was some positive reaction. So on July 2nd, which was the Friday before the holiday, the contractor did mobilize and bring in some additional safety barriers, type 1 safety barriers, and unfortunately didn't bring enough, but they did place them in most of the dangerous areas so that at least that the hazards were
1 minute
mitigated. Just a few other observations that the contractor is supposed to comply with the IDOT standard specifications and the municipal uniform traffic code devices for the state of Illinois, neither of which they have followed. So as a construction professional myself for a long time, I would not allow our crews to leave the neighborhood in the condition that this contractor has left it. And as of today, July 6th, still no activity. So not sure when they're going to return. Meantime, our neighborhood is still torn up. The dangerous situations still are there, although not quite as bad as they were. So I would hope that some positive action is taken. And just once again, I am pleased that there was positive responses from a number of village officials. Thanks for your time.
Thank you for your comments. George, can you comment?
Yes, so what we're going to do is we have had some conversations, and we're going to make sure that the contractor is aware of these additional concerns these concerns that have been raised. It goes into our entire reporting with the contractor that these do need to be addressed, and of course we did have some rain delays during the construction, but we're going to get on them just to get them into this area specifically as soon as possible. We have a very large program going on, so but that doesn't mean that any safety concerns, safety should never be compromised. So we're going to make sure that that's being addressed.
Okay. While we're on it, I know across the way at Summer Glen, I think we call it, they've been ready, I think, for their final lift for a while. So just, I guess at the next board meeting, if we could just get an update. I know we had 4 or 5 days of rain and probably cost us 8 because of how much water was on the ground. Probably cost us, maybe two working weeks. If we could just get an update in general of where they are in relation to the contract and make sure we're still on track to get it done this year, and what the various areas are that are outstanding, that would be appreciated. And the other thing that I drive through every day, it looks like we're doing light poles right now, is the 151st Street project. So if we could get an update at the next meeting, maybe at the COW, just give us a brief update on both to see where we're at.
We'll add to COW the road program, light pole program.
Road program, and I think the 151st Street project.
Okay.
Those 2 projects would be good just to get a brief update. Doesn't have to be long.
Board comments.
Board comments. Trustee Healy.
I am just back from vacation. I may just go out again and tomorrow just to relax from this meeting. But one of the things when I'm on vacation, I noticed that the city of Chicago for July has had 149 shootings, people being shot. I also saw a flash mob downtown that invaded downtown and made it very unsafe to live down there and all that. And I had to thank goodness I live in Orland Park. This is a place where the police had enforced the law. and despite a state's attorney and a court system that promotes anarchy, I guess. And we have a great police department that I'm thankful for, but we also have a village board and mayor that helps support the police department and supports the feel of law and order around here, and that's good. But above all, the credit goes to the community here that is one of peaceful people living together, doing our industrious work, and I think it's good to be an Orland Parker. The second thing I want to mention on a different note is that there is a fundraiser for the Schofield Family Foundation. They do they raise money for a lot of charitable purposes that are focused on Orland Park, and their fundraiser is July 18th in Topgolf in Naperville from 11 to 3. And if you can go to their website, SchofieldFamilyFoundation.com, either donate or attend. It's a good foundation, and they do a lot of good, and they're going to be doing they'll be around for a while here in Orland Park. So if we can support them, great. Thank you.
Trustee Katsinas?
Thank you. I received a ton of positive feedback from our fireworks festivities. So it was nice to see residents out there, kids having fun, people laughing, and having a good time. It's been a long time since we've seen that. I wanted to say thank you to the numerous staff who were there working so others could have a good time, especially you, Ray. Thank you. Also, the police and public works. It was definitely a team effort, and it was very much enjoyed and appreciated. So thank you very much.
Trustee Malani?
Thank you. Hope everybody had a great 4th of July holiday weekend. It was great to see the attendance at our celebration at Centennial Park on Sunday night. Thanks again and again and again to our staff that worked so hard to make each event successful. We also had a great turnout for our inaugural Hometown Heroes banner dedication and tour. This event gave family members and residents the ability to see 52 of the banners that have been placed along Ravinia Avenue and hear a story about each veteran. So I think this was touching for many people. So I thank everybody that came out to make this a special event, and also thanks to the Veterans Commission for making it possible. Also, our Brewfest on September 18th, our tickets are available, so if you check our website for more information on that. And after that, thank you all for attending, and have a great week.
Trustee Campos?
So, and continuing the theme on building on our strengths, I too would like to thank the Veterans Commission for our first annual Hometown Heroes banner dedication. It was an outstanding program. I mean, it was really something great to experience and to hear all the stories of our veterans along the walking tour. It made me very proud that we've done this, and I hope for a lot more folks to come out and experience this in the future, because it's certainly worthwhile. I've heard the mayor give a number of speeches over my time. This was definitely one of his better ones. I like them all, but that was a great one. So if you haven't had a chance to review that one, I'd encourage you to do that. Thank you. I didn't get all the names involved for the Hometown Heroes, but to Dale, Daryl, Mary, and Gail, who I know were there, thank you. And for our rec drivers and for our ESDA volunteers for their time on this, thank you very much. We had a great week. We had a number of events. The Veterans Liberty Walk and Run, Independence Day, Centennial Concert Series didn't go the way that we wanted, but I know there was a lot of crew that worked tirelessly throughout that day trying to pump water out of that site in order to get things going. And so I asked for a name of folks that were involved in all of these events during this past week. That list is quite long, so I'll just name the ones that were at multiple events, and I extend my thanks to the other 27. Allison Can, Andy Haar, Bo Brunick, Doreen Bila, Greg Brueggemann, Kenny Brown, Sal Zambudo, and Karen Pinto, Laura Mikulski, Lee Beck, Tom Heidegger. And when I asked for this list, Ray selflessly excluded himself. Ray, I know I've seen you at every single event that I've attended. It's been fun to discover these events. You're always there before I get there, and you're there after I leave, and I don't know where you've gotten any sleep over this last week, but thank you for all your time.
Trustee Reardon?
Yeah, I want to continue the theme of the weekend. It was great. I grew up in a community where you could walk around like that. My kids could walk around. They're a little bit older, 9 through 15, and they could just walk throughout the park. And I felt very safe, felt very, very connected to the community when they can walk around the fireworks and everyone that was out there. So it was a great event. Never felt worried, never felt like, Bill's talking about downtown. So it was a great weekend, and thank you for all the staff who put it together. We had the public hearing for the Triangle, which I thought went very well. I was impressed before. I was even more impressed after at the professionalism of the team that they have together, not just Edwards Realty, but the brokers involved and some of the ideas that people have. So it's already been promoted. I feel very confident that going forward with what they're trying to do there. So we'll keep on that, and it's certainly something that we'd like to see happen in our term, our first term here for the new people. So that was something that was good to see. And then just getting back to 4th of July, our country is a little fractured. The U.S. is imperfect. I thought Keith's speech, which I had to read because I couldn't make it there, was good about the idea. And I think people need to still remember that even with the imperfections and the contrasting views that are out there, it's still the best country in the world. And you really hits home when you see immigrants that come from other countries and come here and make these comments. I'm a big White Sox fan. Ozzie Guillen had a great comment about coming here to the United States and living in other places around the world and how great we have it here, and we forget that a lot, how great we have it here in the United States. So happy 4th of July weekend to everyone.
Trustee Radiszewski.
Very nicely said. We do live in a wonderful country, absolutely. And I always try to drive home, the fact that we do owe it to our founding fathers and to the people the men and women who continue to, fight for our freedom. We had a wonderful weekend with the walk and the banner event and the fireworks and the music, and that's, a wonderful way to celebrate it. But I always want to make sure that we keep in mind, and that we do have people who fight for that, and to always thank our police department. And even, Bill commenting about what's happening in Chicago, that to date that there's 2,000 people that have been shot. 2,000 people. I mean, it's just absurd. We're only halfway through the year. I mean, that number just blows my mind. We live in a really great town. We have a wonderful community. And I definitely want to thank everybody involved for all of your hard work. I did attend the run and the banner ceremony, and Keith, your speech was absolutely fabulous. It was very, very well done. So if you didn't have a chance to go or to listen to it, you definitely want to hear it. And you know what, Nevaeh, you didn't get any credit at all. And you're always there, and you're taking the videos and the pictures and posting it on social media, so I always appreciate that. And I wanted to comment and say congratulations to Scott, Yvonne, and Joe for your appointments. Thank you for stepping up and just being willing to serve the community, and also to congratulate Avita. I'm sure your parents are proud, as is everybody else in Orland Park. We'll be rooting for you. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, everyone's talking about all the positive things, and Orland Park's a great community, and I know sometimes we get on social media and the BIA gets to see them all and see the people bashing Orland Park who either don't live here or moved here 20 years ago and saying that the town was great 50 years ago. It's like, well, you wouldn't even know. You weren't even here. So anyone who is part of Orland Park, who saw everything that went on over the last week, 2 weeks, or 2 years, or 10 years, knows what a great community Orland Park is. So we all get caught up, and we've all seen in the news in the recent years and the recent weeks and this weekend with all the shootings, it's often filled with Americans who seem to hate America. Of course, as I just mentioned, those stories fill the social media as well. America will always have people that say these things. We always have. And sometimes we have a media that loves to give people like that a voice. But world history is filled with countries that kill or killed people, jail or jailed people, or otherwise punish people for saying things about the government or about their country that were not approved. This still happens in countries today, sadly. We all need to remember that one of the things that makes America great is that it gives people the right to speak freely, even if they say things we don't like. What really makes America great, however, is its people. Anyone coming to the United States for the first time would get to witness that firsthand if they went to the events this weekend in Orland Park. The Liberty Fun Run, the Hometown Heroes banner dedication. in our July 4th celebration, which included our fireworks. Thousands of Orland Park residents, thousands of Americans, dozens of volunteers and workers that were, many of them mentioned here, all making these events happen. Thank you to everyone that helped make that happen. Thank you to everyone who made it such a special event by attending and being just proud Americans. A reminder of the greatness of America and of the incredible American people. That's what we've seen in the last week. I get those reminders every week. I get the calls about how great our fireworks were, but in particular, a couple that I got. Congratulations on Troy Seward being selected for the 2021 CIT International CIT Michael Woody Michelle Saunders CIT Coordinator of the Year. So fantastic job by a lieutenant in our police department. And for those of you who don't know, the CIT, that's Crisis Intervention Team. So they deal with mental health crises. So doing a fantastic job leading, I think a leader in the country at what we do. Thank you, Chief. And then this one. To whom it may concern, today I was struck by a vehicle while riding my bicycle. From the moment I called 911 until the moment we reached resolve for the day, my interaction with the Orland Park PD was 100% positive. Special thanks to Officer Kelly for her responsiveness and care taken while guiding me through this process. At no time did I feel stressed or uncomfortable. She was courteous and professional, to say the least. Keep up the good work at Orland Park PD and stay safe. These are the kinds of things I get to get every week about our people in Orland Park, American people. Don't ever forget that America is the greatest country on earth. We celebrate it once a year, but it's always the greatest country on earth. As Ronald Reagan said, America is the shining city upon the hill whose beacon light guides freedom-loving people everywhere. He also said, freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. We didn't pass it to our children in the bloodstream. It must be fought for, protected, and handed on for them to do the same. So don't forget that and what this week was about. Thank you. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Call the roll.
I hear a second. Second. Trustee Katsinas.
Aye.
Trustee Malani.
Aye.
Trustee Healy. Aye. Trustee Compass. Aye. Trustee Reardon. Aye. Trustee Rashevsky.
Aye.
Mayor Pico.
Aye. We're adjourned.